All right, guys, renovation loans, 203H loans, huge down in Florida, huge down in Houston, even Louisiana and some of the other hard-hit areas, and we're going to see more of this stuff. You need to make this part of your portfolio if you're doing loans, and Remin is here to help you. And remember, when you're doing a renovation loan, guys, there's 2 loans involved in that. So each one is worth the price of 2.
Yeah.
Check it out, learn everything you need to know about it by clicking this banner right over there or up above. And again, this is tomorrow.
Right.
Up above is Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, back to this one, the Equifax hack. Now, as I said before, you have in fact been hacked. You don't have to go to the Equifax site to give them the last 6 digits of your social security number and put your name in. Aren't you concerned that if you give the last 6 digits of your social and your name, it's just another hack?
Right? I mean, you could. I mean, I wouldn't. Now, there's something interesting brewing here.
Yes,
right?
there is.
The hack. If you signed up for the Equifax monitoring as of late last week, that could have meant you gave up your right to join a class action lawsuit against Equifax, per their language.
Here it is right here, guys. Agreement to resolve all disputes by binding individual arbitration. Please read this entire section carefully because it affects your legal rights by requiring arbitration of disputes except as set forth below and a waiver of the ability to bring or participate in a class action, class arbitration, or other representative action. Arbitration provides a quick and cost-effective mechanism for resolving disputes, but you should be aware that it also limits your rights to discovery and appeal.
That's an arbitration clause,
right,
isn't it? Interesting timing, don't you think? Just last week, the CFPB passed their arbitration clause lawsuit, set to hit on the 18th. Almost immediately, the House took up the issue to strike down the regulation. And almost immediately, we see one of the largest and probably the most severe hacks of personal information ever. Now the CFPB is, by their own words, monitoring this and soapboxing the need for class actions, using this convenient hack as an example.
Now, what you need to know is that Equifax has not used forced language that would steer you into only arbitration. What's being bantered is that if you now use their credit monitoring, then you would waive your right to join a class action. Guys, that's not true. You can go do either and monitor and join a class action or arbitration, or you can just do nothing if you wanted to. Now, I'd like to see all of our energy right now, mine and yours, Equifax, everybody, right, working on ensuring a breach like this won't happen again, rather than everybody trying to get a buck or two. Because to tell you the truth, if you're harmed and you join a class action or you go to arbitration, the amount that you're going to receive from this, guys, is not going to be worth the energy that you have to put into it.
No.
It's going to be a handful of dollars. Again, the only one who's going to make any money out of this, and man, are they going to make a ton, are going to be the lawyers who represent the class action.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. I was just working on a multi-million-dollar lawsuit for one of my clients. I know what you're thinking.
The groups are going to be all too willing to donate to the DNC and Cordroy when he announces his run for governor of Ohio. Oh, and by the way, did we once again mention interesting time for this hack now, isn't it?
Yeah, and speaking of hackers, and before you get any ideas, hackers can program, get this is crazy, sex bots to kill.
You ready, Boots? Start walking.
Yeah. Just food for thought for the day. Think about what you do in life. That's all I'm gonna say.
Moving on. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and HUD have announced that they're going to offer forbearances on mortgage payments for those affected by Harvey for up to 1 year. That means no house payments. However, the interest is still going to accrue and just be tacked onto your mortgage. Now, you can expect the same thing to happen in hard-hit areas over in Florida.
Right. Now, this is big because more than 75,000 Houston borrowers could become unable to make a mortgage payment within the next 2 months 45,000 could become seriously delinquent on their loans in the next 4 months,
Wow.
and this is according to Black Knight Financial Services.
Well, this all means that without any relief, you could be looking at massive foreclosures. Remember, 80% of the residents down there in Houston do not have flood insurance. I mean, why would they?
Right.
There's no policies for a 1,000-year flood zone, and that's exactly what they got hit with.
Dang.
So depending on the extent of the damage, strategically walking away from your house might sound like the best solution, regardless of any type of forbearance payment that you have. And I want to say a couple more things here. First one is, you know, if you watch any of the NFL this weekend, I saw two things that really grabbed me. One were protests, and two is J.J. Watt, the guy who raised over $20 million, the All-Pro defensive end down there in Houston.
Right.
There's a lot more Houston fans today because there's a lot more J.J. Watt fans today. What a cool thing that dude did.
Yeah.
And the other one is we have to think of all of our small regional lenders down there. Consider this, guys. If they have these loans on their books where they can't move them for 60, 90 days, they're going to get a 10% hit on these things. So if you have $1 million, it's $100,000 a month. It could be massive. And finally, a lot of our funding, our processing, our dock drawing areas, boy, just leave it all in, Garrett. I don't even care. A lot of those are down in Florida and in Texas. You could be up in the Dakotas or Minnesota or really anywhere and find that some of these areas have been hit.
Still stuck.
So real estate agents and lenders, this is a great time to really over-communicate with each other to make sure that you don't have a great transaction that turns into a bad one because of lack of communication.
There you go. Yeah, get the word out about that, especially to your buyers and your sellers. Maybe even share the show with them so they understand you're not just blowing smoke.
No.
This is for real.
Right.
Okay? You guys have a great day. Do us a favor. Leave us your comments down below. We'd appreciate that. Don't miss that Remen webinar tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Okay? Forward, share it, and subscribe for free. If you're watching us on Facebook,
Tag
there's a
us.
link up above
Tag
where you can
people.
subscribe. And on our website,
Tag
there's a
people.
big orange
That's
button
how
up
you
there in the
share.
right-hand corner. We'd appreciate that.
Tagging's
You guys
how
have
you
a
share.
great day. See you tomorrow here at the National Real Estate Post.
And go 49ers, boy. That was fun.
Go where?
Right.
See ya.